you some things, my fellow target individuals and patriotic Americans. Right now, I'm going to share this live video to Facebook. Hey, I just tagged the people that I wanted in. Hope some of them come. Today, I was shopping at Kroger's with my mom, and they were harassing me with V2K and synthetic telepathy. What Sabrina Wallace from West Virginia, who also is in my state, she talks about how they have put a digital twin underneath our skin. My digital twin is being used as a torture doll, a voodoo doll, and it particularly puts negative thoughts in my brain with its negative thoughts. Meaning that I have an overlay over my aura system, my electromagnetic system, that Sabrina Wallace talks about. And I don't know what that means. I think that many of you right now are trolls, and you are not target individuals, patriotic Americans, or even anime and video gamers and slash fans. And one of you just told me a weird ass question, said something very strange. Do I love stray kids? I don't know what that means exactly. I don't know what you're trying to get at, and I'm not talking about stray kids. My day isn't doing real well at all. I was being fucking molested and sodomized in my own mind by this digital twin that Sabrina Wallace talks about, and what Brian 2 talks about, the synthetic telepathy, remote neural monitoring manipulation. While I was at the store with my mom shopping, it was putting negative thoughts in my head. And that's very sickening. And I'm just sick and tired of this thing that Sabrina Wallace said, that these evil people at the Deep State Shadow Government, Tavistock, and these occult mystery schools that are running our country and the world, that they have put on us these digital slash energetic twin of ourselves, these clones over us, and with the mind control technology and the Havana Syndrome direct energy weapons, that they can use these what is a highly technologically advanced version of a voodoo doll to put negative thoughts and voices in our heads, and also make us have cancer and headaches and stuff like that. They keep on telling me that I need to stop thinking about men so much, and that I need to stop thinking about sex, and that no man's going to have sex with me because of how I live and how I think. And right now they're putting an image of a black woman who looks like she's mixed race because her skin isn't that black. And she has curly hair, and she's saying bullshit to me. They keep on putting an image of a black woman or a Jewish white woman in my head, and German or Jewish men in my head. They look like Nazis. Not because they wear swastikas, but because they have Adolf Hitler and Heinrich Himmler look to them. I'm sick and tired of them fucking saying negative shit about my race, says that I am related to and I am an ethnic mixture of, such as Jewish and German. I have German and Jewish blood in me, and I also have Native American, Irish, and English blood in me, and also some Italian in the side. But they mostly get on to me about my Jewish and German lineage because of World War II and what happened with the Nazis and the Germans. I mean, the Nazis, Germans, and the Jews. They're fucking distracting me right now, and I feel kind of exhausted from shopping today. They also keep on saying to me that you're an emotional shopper and you shop when you're very emotional. When I wasn't shopping because I was emotional and I wasn't emotional at all today, they only started making me feel emotional, got me all emotional and distracted today because they were saying you're never going to have kids because a man doesn't want a strong woman like you and he doesn't want a good woman like you who's selfless, who looks after other people besides her own family because you don't have no priorities and boundaries with other people. Because they think that a woman should only care about her own children and her own husband and that she should let other men and children rot in hell. That a woman shouldn't be heroic and look after other kids that aren't her own kids and aren't kids of their own family, and that she should just let a child get raped or murdered right in front of her because it's not her kid, and she should do that to make sure her kid doesn't get raped and murdered by the same person that raped and murdered the complete stranger that was a child. They don't want me to have when Mark Passio talks about the selflessness and caring about others and not being a solemnist. Go and watch Mark Passio's YouTube channel, What on Earth is Happening, and his YouTube channel, Mark Passio. He has a YouTube channel called Mark Passio, his name, and his TV show, or not TV show, his live podcast show is called What on Earth is Happening. Go and find those terms, What on Earth is Happening, Mark Passio, and watch his stuff. Mark Passio said that if you don't care about other people because they're not your own people and you don't get anything out of them, that makes you an evil person. That makes you a bad person if you aren't selfless, that you don't look after other people that aren't your immediate family and friends. He basically is saying love thy neighbor like in the Bible, but instead of love thy neighbor, love thy stranger. That you need to care about strangers, people that you never met and you would never care in meeting, human decency and stuff like that. That you need to make sure everybody's treated right. I understand that, and I do want to treat my fellow human beings right. But a lot of people, including my godforsaken perps that are torturing the fuck out of me as a target individual and have been for about 10 years now, plus 3 years, 13 years of picking me out to be on the list to actually torture and do all the fucking shit they're doing to me. They just told me you're not allowed to have clothes. Assholes. These people keep on telling me that I'm not allowed to look after other people and make sure other people are treated decently and not murdered, raped, and stolen from others, and that I should just mind my own business and have more priorities and boundaries and not care about other people because I don't have sex with them, or they're not my children, or that they're not my damn parents or grandchildren not related to me. and I don't get anything out of him, such as friends with benefits or mutual friends kind of scenario. Relationship. This is what these fucking evil assholes with these mind control technologies are telling me. That's what they're doing to me. They're trying to control the way I feel and act around other people, especially other people that are not my immediate friends and family members. They want me to be selfish, narcissistic, and solipsistic lowlife. They want me to be a solipsist, a narcissist, and a selfish, evil person. And they even are trying to make me into a sociopath with anti-personality disorder and who doesn't have empathy for others. They're trying to make me have apathy, be predatory, pathological person like Adolf Hitler, Anthony Fauci, or a fucking Rothschild. This is what they want me to be. They want me to be like the Illuminati, aka Cabal, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Astors, the Brundys. They want me to be like George Soros and Henry Kissinger. They want me to be a traitorous rat bastard to my country and my principles. They also want me to be just an absolute horrible person. They hate me because I'm trying to be a good person and I'm trying to do what's right, and they think that I'm going through a lot of pain and suffering not because of what they're doing to me, but because I'm too good of a person, and that good people don't prosper because there's no such thing as good and evil. There's only moral relativism, and your biology and survival of the fittest dictates what your actions and what you should do in life. They want me to be a social Darwinist that Mark Passio talks about. They want me They want me to be a moral relativist, and they want me to think that I'm a victim and a predator and on a scale because of my biology, my genetics. That's what they want me to think. They want me to think like the Cabal, the Zionist Jews, Illuminati. They want me to think that my bloodline and my people have more rights to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness than other people, and that my people and I have the right to enslave, exploit, and murder others because they're not biologically related to us, and that people that are not biologically related to us are goyim, cattle, they're inferior beings, they're lesser life forms, they're subhuman, and that they have less free will, agency than my people and I. They have less sovereignty and bodily autonomy than my people and I. They want me to think like a fucking Illuminati, cabal, Nazi thug, narcissist. And they want me to think, and they want me to make me think that the world revolves around me and I act like I'm the center of the universe. Because they're projecting their own narcissistic and sociopathic thoughts and behavior onto me. And they also are trying to condition me by repetition to think and be the way they want me to think and be. If they want me to think and be an evil person, they only have moral compass. That's what they don't want me to have. And my selflessness, what makes me a good person, my abstract thoughts on what if that happened to me and what should I do in this situation makes me a good person. Along with other stuff that about me that makes me a good person, and at least even better than Adolf Hitler and my godforsaken narcissistic mom. I'm trying to ignore these people and in their AI chatterbox shit because Sabrina Wallace says it's not an AI, it's actually people doing this because they actually have the ability to send their thoughts with the technology into people's heads and their voices into people's heads without an AI middleman. But I think it just depends on the technology and the biological limitations and skills of the perps, gangs, doctors doing this to us, target individuals. Some of them do actually have the ability to do this without an AI system, but most of them don't because most of us humans, and what I've heard, human extraterrestrial hybrids, we're too watered down and we have too much of the weak genetics and weak mind to pull off telepathy without an AI system and without uh, years, like decades worth of meditation and training on how to read people's thoughts and send your thoughts to somebody else's head. Because think about the amount of mental power and energy and skills it would take to send your thoughts to another person's brain and to talk to them through telepathy. It's hard enough just to know calculus and how to do stoichiometry and chemistry. It's hard enough just to, I don't know, read a science book. And I'm a scientist, amateur scientist, and I practice science as a hobby and a way of life. And sometimes I find myself the science genius who's a grifter and a victim of my child syndrome by proxy and a narcissistic, abusive mom. Even I find it hard, especially when I have to deal with all the shit I'm dealing with as a target individual and other stuff, to read science books and read books in general, even though I really need and want to read them. And I'm just saying that us humans, even human extraterrestrial hybrids that I've heard about, from Patty Brazard to not from Silver Legion, Cosmic Voice, Gail Gaia, Drake Bailey, Kent, and Alfred Lee Bremont Weber, that a lot of us are very dependent and interdependent and codependent on technology, AI systems, and that we need a middleman to do things that would be considered supernatural, paranormal, like telekinesis and telepathy, to even just doing complicated math equations, trying to figure math out, like how much of this do I need to build this building? What are its dimensions? And then many soldiers in the military need an AI system and calculators and all kinds of other stuff, and hours upon teamwork to find for the logistics on how much guns and stuff that they need to kill and have victory on the battlefield. So yeah, thinking and doing a difficult task is not easy for human beings to do nowadays. It's not easy at all. It's not even easy for some extraterrestrial and extraterrestrial human hybrids that I've heard about to do that. Even though most human and extraterrestrial hybrids and extraterrestrials have a more easier time doing difficult and more sophisticated shit like telepathy and telekinesis and figuring out math equations and elaborate architecture and how to build it and stuff like that than we peasant slave cattle stock humans do, that are the peasant cattle class livestock of the Zionist Illuminati and what David Icke calls the Alpha Draconian reptilian aliens, and then the gray aliens, and then that AI system that they worship, that black goo substance, the PPAI, predatory, parasitic, or parasitic predatory artificial intelligence. And we human beings, we're harvested and enslaved by these beings because we got the spark of divinity within us that Jeff Daugherty, the Christian whistleblower, talks about, or um, we are gods and goddesses, and they want to feed off of the life force and creativity that our souls and our consciousness brains can make, and they feed off of our emotions. It's called Loosh, Orgone, they had Orgone energy, and these beings are called Archons, and the God, which is their creator, and their boss is called Yaldabaoth the Demiurge. They're parasitic and predatory towards us because they lack what we have, which is a vast variety of emotions and endocrine system, and they also lack creativity. They can't create something new. They have to be copycats and fake and mimic things. And that's because they are limited on what they can do biologically and spiritually. And I feel sorry for these evil extraterrestrials that are doing this to us, and the human evil extraterrestrial hybrids, and the evil human beings that work with them, such as the corrupt governments that work with them and their cults doing this. Because I just can't see how something would lack the ability. A highly advanced sentient intelligent life form would lack the ability to have emotions, and would even have the ability to be creative. I've heard the Vulcans in Star Trek were based off of a real life extraterrestrial race that our government and our government's secret space program is in contact with and will work a little bit with. That these real life Vulcans, they have abstract thought, even though they are more logical and less emotional, that they do have emotions, and that they dictate what's right and wrong in their moral compass based on abstract thought. That's what I learned from a whistleblower that James Rink from Super Soldier talks of what this person, I forgot what he was, his name was, he was a Native American. I think that he was also a Christian or something like that, or he just respected people's freedom of religion, and I disagree with this Native American that James Rake interviewed. I especially disagree with the Georgia Guidestones being destroyed. They should have been destroyed. That was a declaration of war against the entire population of the earth, and it was an outdated and very radical terrorist statement that the Georgia Guidestones are. I mean, really? We live in a world where there is about 8 billion people, I think, give or take. And the Georgia Guidestones were made like decades ago. Actually, many people don't even know when they were made. But I think that they were made like decades ago, or maybe a century ago. And I was saying, there's a shit ton of people on planet Earth. How the fuck does somebody make a statement as sick as that decades ago to even almost a century ago, that there should only be 500,000, only 500,000 people on planet Earth, when there's way more than that on planet Earth, and that everything seems to be going just fine, and then there's free energy and replicators. From Star Trek in real life, there is free energy in real life. It's what Nikola Tesla was doing, and that's why the deep state shadow government, the cabal, got after him, because they don't want free energy, because they need us dependent and a slave to getting gas and oil and petroleum and stuff like that. And petroleum, the oil that comes out of the earth, is black goo, and it's a sentient, intelligent AI system. Blood of the earth. It's nanotechnology, gray goo. And this AI system, black goo, is what controls planet Earth. It is where planet Earth stores its energy and its consciousness and everything that happens on it. That's what happens with this stuff. And that the deep state shadow government cabal, them and their evil extraterrestrial overlords are vampires. Like vampires, they're predatory parasites that want to feed off this blood of the earth, which has the consciousness of the earth, Gaia. Gaia's blood and consciousness in it. And they want to enslave us, Gaia's children, want to enslave us, planet Earth's creations, original creation life forms, to strip her of her natural nanotechnology, natural gray goo called this oil that we use in cars and stuff. They want us to fucking kill our planet and be parasites to our planet like a tick would suck a person's blood until this planet dies. That's what they want to do with us and with our planet. And they're enslaving us and making our lives miserable while doing it. When this guy called Nikola Tesla, he came up with a way to give us free energy through the ether. We're going to achieve real within the atmosphere. This life force energy, this scalar energy in the atmosphere, and also probably space too, because a lot of that stuff in the atmosphere comes from outer space. It comes from the sun and background radiation in outer space. He wanted to use this energy to give us free energy, and he actually did it. He actually made free energy. And you can get these Tesla coils off the internet. And what you will find, that when you turn them on, any electronic device that gets hit by the sparks from the Tesla coil turns on automatically. Yeah, you'll hold a light bulb up to this Tesla coil and the light bulb goes on. You get light, you get energy. And I'm saying, why should human beings only keep our population to 1 million to 500,000 when there is plenty of energy on planet Earth and in the vacuum of space and in outer space to electrify and energize our entire planet? Why? And why is this Native American who talks about the real life Vulcans and in Star Trek being based off a real life secret space program, why would he say something like that when he knows that we have replicators and free energy in real life, and that we can just replicate our food in a replicator, and we can have free energy for everybody on planet Earth, and a replicator would solve famine and nobody would starve? I mean, really? Fuckhead, Native American asshole? You're fucking crazy, aren't you? That's freaking genocide. Imagine going into a town and telling the town that you want to have children there, and then the town says that their religion says that they're only allowed to have a certain amount of people in the town, or the town will get destroyed by God or something. And that they tell us that we're not allowed to have kids because if we have kids, it would go over the number of people that are supposed to be in the town to make sure that the town doesn't get destroyed by God. And that if we did have children in the town, they would kill our children, murder our children, because it would go against their divine number to appease their God that they believe actually exists and actually gives a shit about them. They're justifying murdering people just for a population number in that small town. That's what the Georgia Guidestones actually are on a global level. that you can't go over this number, and if you do, your child is going to get murdered. That's what happened during the Hunger Games movies. The Hunger Games movie justified making kids murder each other just because there was a competition of resources and resource scarcity in Panem. I don't even think Panem would have that much resource scarcity, and that there would be a lot of people that would need to kill their children for cannibalism because they're starving to death, or to sacrifice the amount of mouths that would need to be fed. And you know why? Because in real life we got birth control, contraception to keep the population down that Panem would use instead of the Hunger Games to depopulate and keep the population under control. And there would be plenty of women in Panem that would practice birth control. Especially since there's a lot of strong women, and feminism seems to be still in Panem because they let females, little girls, go out in the Hunger Games killing other little girls and little boys. So evidently they don't have a fucking sexist or gender bias in the society. They would also use advanced abortion technology. You don't even need advanced abortion technology. There's poisonous mushrooms and plants that, particularly when a woman eats them, only kills the fetus. It may even give her some gastrointestinal issues while at it. You gotta pick your poison. Would you rather give birth to a child that you can't really have without dying, and you can't take care of, and probably will die anyways the first month ever is born? Or would you take a poisonous mushroom and plant and kill it, the fetus, before it becomes a child that you would have to give birth to, with a little bit of vomiting and gastrointestinal problems and feeling a little bit nauseous, and that's it. And then Panem could also use condoms. They can also encourage people to be gay and homosexual, or homosexual and asexual, and that'll keep people from reproducing and keep the population down. There's probably plenty of gay people in Panem. There's always going to be a little bit of gay here and there in every society. And they could put chemicals in the air, like with chemtrails in Panem, that would sterilize and encourage homosexual and asexual behavior within the population. That's what Panem should have done. That would be far more humane and ethical to do than for children. I mean, literally fucking children. Why couldn't they have fucking adults to be fucking gladiators? Why was it fucking kids? Adults eat far more than kids do. And adults should be more mature and responsible to be the one that would take the L for society, not the kids. The kids are new blood for society, number one. Number two, they're more physically and mentally healthy than older adults, especially middle-aged and old folks, making them more desirable for the workforce. Number three, young girls are prettier and more sexually attractive than older women. Therefore, having little girls fight and kill each other and get killed by little boys is just a waste of beauty and a waste of sex work to make them into hookers, strippers, and that kind of stuff. And that's just as stupid. Fucking Hunger Games is stupid. A fucking mental retard lunatic had to make that fucking shit up. I can't even believe that I watched the entire Hunger Games series. And there was a part of me that wanted to buy the books and read the books. But whenever I was thinking to myself in the store that day when I was looking at the Hunger Games books at the Walmart, I was saying, no way in hell I'm going to get that fucking shit. The Hunger Games don't make any no fucking sense. There is no logic on making little kids killing and fight each other for society. There just isn't. That's barbaric, it's irrational, and it's fucking stupid, retarded shit. And then there's people like me that don't want to have kids because they can't have kids because the world's just too fucking evil, and I'm a target individual, and I don't want to be the evil bitch mom who gives birth to her children, and her children get targeted and tortured by my perps that they get handled too. And I would rather spend the rest of my life trying to fight for my fellow target individuals and give birth to freedom, to a principle, to a more higher thing to manifest than just one or two new human beings. I would like to give birth to the liberation of my fellow target individuals and possibly my country from the deep state shadow government cabal. Because fighting for freedom is more important than having kids. And you should only have kids if you are already free and if you have the resources, all the needs to fight for freedom and have them at the same time. Which, in warfare and in real life, life isn't that fair and sometimes very cruel and vindictive bitch. That you can't have everything at once, and you can't really have everything you need and want. Because everything is sacrificial and everything is based on numbers game, on shit. And my friend Tara Potter, I feel like I wasted her time and my time talking because she thinks that giving birth, having children is a human right. Well, you know what? I'm going to use her own words against her on this one. The government doesn't own you to have kids, and we don't live in a socialist or fascist government like Nazi Germany and the Soviet Union where the government rewards women for having children, number one. Number two, encourages women to have children. And then number three, gives them all the resources they need to feed their kids. Like food and water, shelter and shit. Number four, we don't live in a society that gives women the ability to pursue their goals, especially high and noble goals like fighting for freedom or simply being more generous towards others and having kids at the same time, because having a family in of itself costs a fortune. Therefore, how you're supposed to have a family and give to other people at the same time. That's a numbers game when it comes to how much time, hours you would have, how much money you would have to take care of your family and other people when it comes to charity. Number three, how much energy, mental concentration, and how healthy you are to have your own kids and take care of your own kids and family, and also on the side give to charity and be generous towards other people. That's what many Christians are delusional about. Christians say you need to give to charity, you need to be generous. Oh, really? How is the woman supposed to give to charity and be generous if she isn't given as much power and profit as a man in society, because we live in a sexist, misogynistic, patriarchal society where a woman's only supposed to be in the kitchen, be barefoot and pregnant. A woman's not going to be generous and charitable and care about other children and other people in general and be selfless if she's barefoot and pregnant. Therefore, Christians are hypocrites. If you want a woman and if you want a family to be generous and give to other families, you need to give them their needs, everything they need to live and survive, their food, water, shelter, and clothes, and medical stuff as well, medical support. And then you need to let them all be able to go to work, even the women, and have ambitions and goals and dreams and careers, even the women. And let the women join the military, have combat roles, go out there and kill bad guys for their country and their family. Go out there and be presidents of the United States of America, commanders in chief of the military, commander generals, be doctors, lawyers, senators, mayors, police officers, executioners, federal agents and stuff. And then, and also billionaires and stuff like that. And then they can use all the money and resources that they have as powerful women, along with their husband, to take care of their family and also give back to society and, well, to make their mark on society for the greater good of society, to be selfless, charitable, and beneficial members of society. And that's why men who are in power, like Donald Trump and billionaires, are able to be charitable, because they have enough power and money to be charitable. They have the ability to take care of others because they have the power and profit to take care of others, so they can take care of an entire country. And that's what people don't get. If a person wants to treat their entire country like a family, they have to have the amount of money that is needed. They need to have everything that's necessary to take care of that country. That's what communists understood, and that's why they believed in a distribution of wealth and resources to everybody fairly and equally. They believe everybody had the right to have the same level of equity. That's what communists believed. Fascists believed and think that society should be geared towards racial purity and biological integrity. That's what they believed in. And people still don't get the fucking shit in their heads that Christianity is a fucking communist / fascist belief system. And it's hypocrisy. And there's a lot of hypocrisy within Christianity, because they expect a woman and a man to be able to have a shit ton of kids while also giving back to society. That's what's going to make poverty, toxic relationships, boundary issues, along with just very miserable people that are just strung out and stretch themselves out too thin for others. That's what I dislike about fucking Christianity. Islam and Judaism is about the same, if not worse, than Christianity is. And Thomas Sheridan, Cliff High, Charlie Giuliani, and Morgan Fishel, they all said that Satanism, Luciferianism, and paganism is good for humanity because they put human beings first. They put human beings first, and they put science and rationality first. And they know that we humans have the right to practice magic, which is using skills and manipulating and mastering the world in such a way that you can change the world to make it better. That's what magic is. Magic is technology and science, and for the use of science and technology, make the world a better place. I hate Christians because they're anti-technology. And Christians don't understand that there's two types of transhumanism. There is good transhumanism, which improves the human condition, and then there is negative or malicious transhumanism, which goes against and depletes, degrades, diminishes the human condition, makes it worse, and that Christians, Jews, and Muslims need to know that their religion is transhumanism, and it's transhumanism in a degrading and malicious way, because they think human beings should be slaves, shouldn't think for themselves, and that they don't have the right to sovereignty, bodily autonomy, and free will agency. And that these three religions were created by the people that Cliff High talks about, the Elohim cult and the Elohim extraterrestrials that they worship. Okay? This isn't right for evil extraterrestrial worshippers and people that work for evil extraterrestrials to be doing anything at all, because they are going to do things that will destroy us all. Judaism, Islam, and Christianity is the worship of an evil extraterrestrial being called Enlil in the Zechariah Ascension books. He's called Saturn El, Tetragrammaton Adonai, Jehovah, Yahweh, Yadabaoth, the Demiurge. This is what Thomas Sheridan talks about, Cliff High, Charlie Giuliani, Zechariah Ascension talks about. This is what Jordan Maxwell talks about, which is Mark Passio's mentor, person that he was inspired by. We human beings need to understand that we have been invaded by evil extraterrestrials, and that our religions that we think are so good and our traditions that we think are so good are actually harming us, and were created by extraterrestrials that brainwash us into believing and thinking things that aren't true in order to better control and destroy and dominate us. That's why I'm getting really sick and tired of this fucking Christian, Jewish, Islam bullshit. Because if it doesn't get rid of, if it's not going to go away, it's going to destroy us all. These three fucking Elohim, Anunnaki, evil extraterrestrial worshipping religions are going to destroy us in the world if we don't get rid of them for good. And yeah, many of my target individuals are Christians, and I feel sorry for them, but there's a part of me that says, I told you so, and you're just going to get what you deserve. You know, Sabrina Wallace would say that that would be apathy to say that about somebody, but their religions don't even think that chakras and meridians are real. They deny the fact that we humans are spiritual beings and divine beings. We're gods and goddesses. Even in the Bible, Jesus says, ye are gods. When he says ye, that means he says we are gods. The Bible is full of hypocrisy. How can Jesus Christ say we are gods when the rest of the Bible says you have to worship Jehovah, Yahweh, but no other God before me? Well, saying you're a damn god. You're a fucking deity, a divine being, and worshiping a divine being, when why would a god worship another god is hypocrisy. That's fucking hypocrisy in of itself. Why should you have to worship a god when you're already a damn god? Why should you be dependent on somebody, want somebody to come and help you when you are independent and you can save your own damn self? Save your own damn hide, your own person. And Sabrina Wallace doesn't understand that her own religion, Christianity, goes against Hinduism and Buddhism and the occult hidden knowledge of the world. It goes against the knowledge of UFOs, extraterrestrials, And it goes against what she doesn't understand, that what she's doing is magic. This is what pagans understand and Luciferians understand too well. That if you practice what Hinduists practice and what Chinese people practice, that's magic. Kung Fu is magic. Understanding and how to use your auras, meridians, chakras, that's magic. Well, Christianity teaches and preaches against magic and thinks that people that practice magic are of the devil and are evil. Because Christianity is about being a slave to Jehovah, the God of the Bible, which is also the God of the Jews and the God of the Muslims, because in Islam, he's called Allah. She needs to understand that Christianity, Judaism, and Islam was created by the Elohim cult. This group of human extraterrestrial hybrids and evil humans that are out for their own profit and gain, that have been through hundreds of thousands of years ruled over and controlled by evil extraterrestrials called the Elohim Anunnaki, and they don't want us to know about our spiritual side. They don't want us to know how to use telepathy and telekinesis, to use our psionic abilities. They don't want us to have the knowledge of reincarnation death trap, and how to do past life regression. They don't want us to know how to break mind control. They don't want us to know how to use and see our chakra system, auras, by electromagnetic field, because then we would become our own gods and goddesses. And why would a god or a goddess be subservient to a god? Another god. That's what Sabrina Wallace doesn't understand. For some reason, my glasses are falling off me. I guess because I'm losing a lot of weight where I've been going outside, hiking in the woods, doing mushroom hunting and picking trash up. And also because I've been sitting on the same spot, which when I do sit in the same spot, my glasses do tend to fall down, especially if I'm doing with my neck down like that, or I'm looking down for too long. In my nose, in my cheeks, and eyebrows are a little bit itchy too. I'm just very tired of fucking around with my fellow target individuals, trying to make friends and trying to get help from them, and they wind up being the last people I want to talk to, and that I have a lot of disagreements with. I'm starting to realize that the target individual community is a very divided mess, and that I'm wasting my time with certain people. And certain people blocked me and unfriended me on Facebook and stuff because I made an error of judgment, just a small error of judgment, or I wasn't myself that day. If you are a friend with somebody and you care about them, truly care, you know that they're going to have their bad days. You know they're not perfect. Especially in this unperfect world that causes you to be stressed out. Because you have a lot of people that are just very evil people out there, and a lot of difficult people out there as well. And that life itself is difficult because you have to pay the bills. You have to make sure your teeth are brushed all the way. You gotta make sure you wear deodorant. You gotta make sure you say the right things to the right people. You gotta make sure you treat people properly. A lot of rules that you have to follow in society. Some of them are bullshit rules, like marijuana legalization rules, psilocybin illegalization rules, which go against bodily autonomy in the Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution. which means that they're illegal and unconstitutional rules, and people just have the right to put whatever they want in their body. Even a God forbid death cap mushroom in their body if they want to use it for a suicide weapon. And that's just how it is. But no, people would say, oh, a person shouldn't kill themselves and they shouldn't eat something that would be very dangerous to them, like arsenic or a death cap mushroom. Well, that is that person's body, and if they want to experiment with it and fuck around with it, they can if they want to. That's their Fourth Amendment right. If they want to have hallucinations, go and eat psilocybin mushrooms, get high on weed, LSD, cocaine, or put a godforsaken datura flower in their asses, go ahead. Because having the freedom to do with what you want with your body is better than death itself. Sometimes death is a liberating thing, especially when you live in society where there is tyranny and it's all a totalitarian, authoritarian regime being ran by an ultra-authoritarian, ultra-fascist, communist regime administration like in George Orwell's 1984, or the godforsaken, retarded Hunger Games, where they literally make kids fight over something as stupid as the lack of resources for everybody in society. You know what? You know what I would do with Pan Am? You know what I would do? I wouldn't try to fix Pan Am, try to end the Hunger Games or anything like that. I would get nuclear bombs and I would kill everybody in Pan Am if the Hunger Games were real. That's what I would do with them. I would say, you're so evil, subhuman, inferior piece of shit human beings that you make little kids fight and kill each other for the lack of resources when there's other ways that you keep your population down, like contraception, birth control, and abortion, and simply making women more leaders and have more gays and homosexuals and asexuals, LGBTQ in your society to decrease the population and keep the population at low. So, I'm just going to fucking bomb your fucking shit. I'm going to kill every man, woman, and child in Pan Am in the Hunger Games. I'm going to give everybody a death penalty just because they did something as barbaric, unethical, and inhuman as having their little kids fight and kill each other on the battlefield and make a fucking sadistic, masochistic game out of it. They were fucking sodomizing and molesting their damn little kids for the lack of resources for everybody in the Hunger Games. Everybody in that society doesn't have the right to life. They should be all exterminated, even if it means humanity going extinct. Because that's what Mark Passio said. If you want to love freedom and care about freedom, you have to be willing to kill yourself, commit suicide, and kill everybody on planet Earth, make a mass extinction level event, kill every human being, make humanity, Homo sapiens species go extinct for freedom, and kill all life on Earth, make all life, every little organism on planet Earth go extinct for freedom. For the love, true understanding, and care for freedom, you have to blow planet Earth up and tell Gaia she's an evil bitch and she shouldn't have existed as a planet that made life in the first place if its life forms can't even obey natural law. And that's what Mark Passio said, and I agree with him that, you know what, maybe all of us on planet Earth, maybe all life on planet Earth and Gaia should blow up because we're all fucking evil monsters that can't follow and obey natural law, and we can't even understand natural law because we're stupid as fucking hell. We're fucking stupid. That's why we are evil. A lot of us humans are fucking evil on planet Earth because we're evil. We don't have any empathy for others, but we're evil because we're also stupid and that we're not educated We don't care to be educated on what's right and wrong, good or evil. We live in an idiocracy. We're fucking stupid, selfish, self-centered pieces of shit. Many of us humans on Earth are. And the human extraterrestrial hybrids that many people in the UFO and extraterrestrial community talk about, they're also evil pieces of shit. They need to go fuck themselves. They need to be killed off the Earth. That makes me think of like the God of the Bible, where he made a flood to kill all those supposedly evil things, monsters. It makes me feel like Shiva from Hinduism and Kali going out and destroying everybody and everything because everybody and everything are too fucking evil, stupid, weak, immoral pieces of shit that just need to be eradicated. I feel like a god that is a destroyer god. I just want to destroy every fucking thing because every fucking thing is unnatural, it's immoral, it's unethical, it's just evil incarnate and evil personified. I just fucking hate all the evil on planet Earth. It's just a fucking shithole dystopia that our planet is. And there is many times in my life where I wish that all life on planet Earth went extinct. I just wish all life would just die. I wish planet Earth would blow up by nuclear bombs or a Death Star or a comet would hit our planet Earth and kill all us humans like the one that did the dinosaurs in. And I'm sorry to say this, but I I've seen horrible stuff and I know horrible stuff about humanity and about the nature of reality that has made me just not literally like the earth. Not like humanity, not even like my country, United States of America. I'm disappointed in humanity and being a living thing on earth. I feel shame and guilt about being a human being and about being a living thing on earth. I think that planet Earth itself should have shame, disappointment, and guilt for all the evil it's allowed on her bosom, that Gaia should know she is guilty for her creations being the evil monsters they are. Gaia should feel fucking guilty. How much of the monster she is because of how much hell, how horrible of a place this planet is, that she is. And all the extraterrestrials that help Gaia, planet Earth, create life, 24, 25 extraterrestrial species that Carrie Cassidy and Tanaf from the Silver Legion talks about, they should also feel fucking guilty, disappointment and shame for what they have allowed happen on planet Earth too, and happen to all the life forms, especially us humans, sentient intelligent life forms. What they have allowed us to do evil to each other, rape, murder, genocide, steal from each other, allow the evil extraterrestrials, Alpha Draconians and Grey Aliens, do the reincarnation death trap on us, suck our loosh, eat us, suck adrenochrome out of us, and all kinds of other stuff. Those extraterrestrials should feel guilty for allowing their creations to go through fucking hell like this. And it's what that guy that was talking to Alfred Lee Bremont Weaver was talking about. That he said that every target individual should let the people that they trust and let the world know that the people that have done this to us target individuals, these evil extraterrestrials, but also the human beings that have done this to us, they need to be punished severely for their actions. They need to reap what they sow. They need to get their karma. They need the death penalty. They need a Geneva Convention, a trial for their crimes against humanity. They need to reap what they sow. They need to know what comes around goes around. and ashes to ashes till we all fall down, till all life on planet Earth goes extinct because of all this shit. Till the world burns on all this shit. Because what they have done to us target individuals in the world, these evil extraterrestrials and these evil human beings that work with them and the deep state shadow government, all the draconians, secret space program, deep state shadow government, and all their friends, the Ball Illuminati, Zionists, Jews, and Jesuits, and the human, reptilian, and human extraterrestrial hybrids in general, called the Rothschilds and them, they should all pay the ultimate price, the death penalty for what they have done to us, even if all life on planet Earth has to die with them, that we should all die with them, and all life should go extinct for justice of what's happened to human consciousness, what has happened to consciousness on planet Earth, what the hell that has become of this world that we live on, this planet we live on. Yeah. What this man says, that Alfred Lee Weaver was talking to, I think his name was Justin or Josh, they should pay the ultimate price. And I would go so far as to say that all life on planet Earth, if necessary, should die, if necessary, just to make sure they can pay the ultimate price. Because if all life going extinct is what's going to take to get rid of these evil people that are doing this with effect telepathy, V2K, remote neural monitoring, EEG, heterodyning, and violating and the free will and completely mind controlling people as targeted individuals in the world in this direct energy weapon, advanced syndrome, no touch torture, psychotronic weapon stuff. If it's going to take them stop doing this and them stop doing the adrenochrome harvesting, organ harvesting of human beings, exploiting women and children, killing us for them to cannibalize, kill and eat us as cattle, and with the reincarnation death trap manipulating our souls. If the extinction of all life on planet Earth is what it's going to take to get rid of all this horrible evil shit on planet Earth, so be it. So fucking be it. Patty Brazard, Sergeant Patty Brazard, she said she's going to burn planet Earth after she's done saving all the good souls, particularly human being souls, and take them up to fourth density with her, for the fourth dimension with her. She even said she's going to burn planet Earth and kill all the life on Earth. And she's going to burn all the subhuman, human extraterrestrial hybrid abominations that are on planet Earth. She even said that 75 or 60 on that pie chart graph of hers of planet Earth's population aren't even human, and we're already living in a post-human world already, and our planet has been completely invaded by non-human extraterrestrial life forms. She says she's going to fucking burn planet Earth after she's done saving all the good human souls and the good souls, the good consciousness of planet Earth, and taking it up to the higher density dimensions with her. And you know what? She's right. Planet Earth needs to be burned. Everybody and every fucking thing needs to be destroyed on planet Earth. Gaia needs to start over with a better creation. And I'm getting sick and tired of it. I wish that life on planet Earth would go extinct, because it's all fucking evil, parasitic, predatory shit. We got ticks and fleas that suck our blood and give us Lyme disease and bubonic plague, for fuck's sakes. That's what these evil extraterrestrials did. They used biological weapons against us, such as these parasites and the diseases they carry. We got Ebola, coronavirus, yellow and dengue fever. Women die during childbirth, and there's miscarriages and stillborns a lot. Sometimes when the woman gives birth to the baby, it's dead. I mean, how sickening is that? How horrible is life on planet Earth that a woman's fucking womb becomes the tomb of her unborn baby, and her unborn baby is born dead? That's why life on planet Earth should burn and go extinct, because no life form should give birth to dead life offspring and die giving birth to offspring. In even the most horrible situations, when women give birth and try to give birth and other animals, they fucking die with their children. They're both the baby and the mom die. Yeah, being alive is a death sentence in of itself. Being born is a death sentence, giving birth is a death sentence. Everything leads to death. It's very tragic. We have a high mortality rate on planet Earth. Hardly people live to the age of 80 years old. I mean, fuck. This is why we should just fucking die and get better bodies when we reincarnate. Bodies that have more inertia and are more Grim Reaper resistant, that are more immortal and have eternal everlasting life. Like what Patty Brazard's going to say she's going to do with us. And then you got fucking all the animals on Earth have to fucking kill and eat other animals and kill and eat plants. The fucking ecosystem is just a system of parasites and predators. We're all fucking parasites and predators of planet Earth. We all need to fucking kill and exploit something just to survive. I mean, fuck. You got wolves killing bunnies, eat them. You got cats eating rats. Snakes do about the same damn thing that cats do. You got rats and bunnies, when they get too much of their population, they'll start doing cannibalism. I mean, this is fucking horrible, this planet is. It's a fucking low life, low density, deranged ass world we we're living in. This world's just not right at all. Well, I guess this video is longer than I thought it was going to be. And I have other things I need to do before I go to bed tonight. I will make another one tomorrow. Talk to you later. Take care and have a good night.